National parks are some of the most wonderful areas we are fortunate to have in the world. Often they are homes to all sorts of wildlife and nature, parts of reserves and conservation efforts, and all in all make for a wonderful chance to see that little bit more of the world that we live in. However, despite the gorgeous landscapes and hidden lives and ecosystems within, it's not all rosy out there in these parks. From inexperienced hikers to secluded spaces, it's all too easy and unfortunately all too common for things to go south. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we will be taking a look at 3 cases where a simple trip to a national park did not go as planned. Missing hiker found days after texting her husband that she got off course. In September of 2022, Kathleen Patterson took to a hiking challenge, pushing herself to hike the Arizona Trail. The Arizona National Scenic Trail spans more than 800 miles and can take between 6 and 8 weeks to hike the length of it. As of 2019, as few as 464 people have ever completed the trail. Between the sheer staggering length, the rough, rugged terrain, and the poisonous friends that can be found on the route, the Arizona Trail certainly is not for the faint of heart. Kathleen Patterson was 60 and an avid hiker. She absolutely had the skills and experience to have undertaken this challenge, but unfortunately, she faced a journey that was far from smooth. She sent her husband, Steve Patterson, a text stating, "Hey babe, got off course. I'm good, plenty of water." And within an hour, he received a call from her in which she said she was heading back to the car and would text him from the car park. Her husband reports that this is the last conversation the two of them were able to share. It was then hours and hours of no contact. This raised concerns for Steve, who went to search for her car and phoned the police. He said, "I immediately knew something was wrong." Kathleen had passed away 4 days after the text, saying she had gotten off course, with her body then being recovered by the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. A large search party of volunteers had helped contribute to the search, hoping to bring Kathleen home safely or at the very least provide some closure to her family. The search party took to all levels of searching, looking via drones, on horses, bicycle teams, the Arizona SARTAC, a search and rescue team, and even some people searching through paragliding. Though the end result was one that no one would have wished for, the efforts were certainly not wasted, with her family having answers and Kathleen being able to be peacefully laid to rest. Unfortunately, Kathleen Patterson's body was found by a volunteer off-trail in the Spur Cross Conservation Area. The cause of her death has not been publicly shared, but investigations were conducted, though foul play was not suspected. We send our thoughts and wishes to her family at this difficult time. Morgan Heimer. Morgan Heimer was a student at the University of Wyoming, studying English. In the summer of 2015, aged 22, Morgan took a job as a commercial guide for a rafting company, Tour West. It was on an 8-day-long group trip that he went missing, and devastatingly, he is yet to be seen since. As I am sure you would expect of someone working with a rafting company, Morgan was a strong swimmer, had an impressive working knowledge of the river, and was a seasoned outdoorsman. Despite all these skills under his belt, they seemingly were not enough to keep the students safe on the riverside. The last known sighting of Morgan was on June 2, 2015 by River Mile 213 in the Grand Canyon National Park near to Pumpkin Springs. He reportedly mentioned to the lead guide of the day that he wanted to take a break that afternoon, to have some time to himself. When the lead guide later returned from discussing something with a client, Morgan had left. Simply assuming he had gone on the break, as had been discussed, no immediate red flags were raised by the group. His last sighting was around 4 p.m, and he was reported missing by 7:26 p.m. that very same day. Suspicions had been raised when he didn't return to the group for dinner following their swimming and other activities. At the time, when the search was initially being conducted, people were incredibly optimistic, It's unfortunately all too common to fail to find people when they have gone astray from their intended and planned routes. The rescue teams knew of Morgenheimer's skill sets and absolutely held out hope. Some said he definitely has the skills and ability to perform the job and be a person we have a high likelihood to find. Following a thorough 6-day-long search of the surrounding areas, many people assumed that he had drowned. Employees, clients, and other members of this group were all interviewed, though there was never any evidence found that anyone knew any helpful information or could have been maliciously involved. So what happened? Did he slip, fall, and drown? Did he get lost wandering through the wilderness? It certainly seems unusual for the tour guide to not be familiar with the area, or at least not be aware of which areas he does and does not know. Some internet theorists have speculated that he is lost within an intricate network of doorways, passageways, and paths through the Grand Canyon. Some emphasizing the dangers of overconfidence, and others truly implying otherworldly, supernatural explanations. The Unsolved Mystery of Armand B. Johnson at Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. Sometimes not all mysteries of lives taken within national parks are the case of an off-trail incident, an innocent mistake, or a fun day out gone suddenly wrong. While those cases are truly horrific, there are some that have a far more sinister side. A case like this one is the unsolved mystery of the deceased Armand B. Johnson. The 44-year-old man was found in the Hawaii Volcanoes National Park in 2005. He was found dead, with his autopsy revealing the cause of his passing to be from a singular firearm wound, which struck him in the upper back and lower neck area. It was an unlucky passerby who stumbled across Armand Johnson's body close to the 71-mile marker along the route back in April of 2005. Johnson had worked at several local resorts as a massage therapist, had a degree in sports medicine, and hosted a reggae music show on a local radio station. Between these different vocations, he had a strong influence upon the community, and years on, his death continues to shock many. The FBI had a limited amount of information regarding the case. Between the lack of evidence and the secluded area, there was a lack of leads available. 10 years on, in 2015, they appealed to the public, offering a reward of $10,000 if anyone was able to come forth with any relevant information to the case. FBI Special Agent in Charge, Paul D. Delacourt, mentioned that it was hoped that the passage of time would allow any witnesses to feel as though they could come forward and share what they know. To this day, we don't know why, how, or who it was that committed this violent, horrific crime. It only takes one day, one trip, or sometimes even one wrong step for things to go awry, and your life to change or end completely. From those left wandering to those found years on, it's truly scary to listen to these terrible tragedies and face the fragility of our own lives. Our thoughts are with the families of those who are victims, who are missing, and who we know won't return home. But what are your thoughts on these national park discoveries? Be sure to let us know in the comment section below and help us grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.